Hi everyone, it's Rochie and welcome to another episode of Getting Candid with Rochie. Yes guys, it's Wednesday night and I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're staying warm inside your house right now because we just had a big snowstorm here in the East Coast. And for those who are in Manila, it's good morning. I know it's 9 o'clock in the morning there. So welcome. And we're kicking off February right now. Yes, it's the love month with a question. I know most Filipinos are asking, is there a forever? Well, guess what, guys? Let's try to have a forever because tonight's episode, we will talk about tips on finding your forever, for maintaining your forever, and of course, for having your forever, hopefully. And for tonight, I got two guests instead of one because it's a special one. And these two guests are actually a husband and wife team. Yes, they work together, people. So I know that's something very hard for us, right? So they will teach us or even share their experiences and tips on how to have a forever when it comes to marriages. So without further ado, I want to introduce tonight's guest, Mr. Johnny Beckwith and Miss Paige Beckwith of Love Chords with the Beckwiths. Hi, Paige.
Hi.
Hello, how you doing?
Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. I know you're excited. Yay. So how's what's that? Pennsylvania. Are you covered in snow?
Yes, and we've got about 12 inches? We got a lot of snow. I'm not even sure about the total, but we got a lot of snow and we are steady digging each other out, with the cars and everything and trying to get to work. You're slipping and sliding,
Yeah.
Watch out for that black ice, guys.
Actually, for us, we actually had over 2 feet of snow.
Yeah.
So we had huge.
Yeah, in some areas. It's been a lot of snow.
Yes, it was huge. And but you know what? It's been years. I think the last time we had it was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And for one weird reason, Facebook reminded us.
Yes.
the last
it did. It's been quite some time. So I really like snow. I just don't like to drive it. I like snow.
And to clean up, right?
Yeah, but lots of shovel, right?
Okay, guys. So now you're watching. I just want to let you know that we are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. So if you have any questions or comments to our love gurus, yes, including me, I'm trying to, just post it in the comment section and we are more than happy to answer them as much as possible, okay?
Yeah.
So just type them away. And for those who are on YouTube right now, don't forget, click the subscribe button so you can watch the replay, okay? So see, we have our viewers right now already. We're going to show this one. It's from, is it Belinda?
Yay!
Hi, Belinda.
She said she was going to be joining.
Yes, and she said she had a bunch of snow too.
Yeah, we don't live too far from each other, so we got about the same amount. Yes.
Maybe she got more, the wind.
Yep. How about it? That wind is really,
Yeah.
It was actually, my kids, they were like, we went out, we're like enjoying it, then all of a sudden I said, why are you here? You're not even an hour. They're like, it's too cold, it's the wind. I'm like,
they're sweating.
No, because we are like in a flat, we are in a condo, so we have our flat area, but they were like jumping snow angels because it's really like 2 feet of snow. So they're like,
Yeah,
but
they had a lot of fun though.
Yeah, they tried. I said we were planning to go snow tubing this February, and I'm like, hopefully that's when another snowstorm comes so that we got nice ice.
It's a lot of fun. And when it's a lot of fun. I know that you have you ever been snow tubing before?
Not
It's
snow
a lot
tubing.
of fun.
I didn't go snow tubing, but I used to ski.
Okay, wonderful.
Mhm.
That's something you got to show us how to do, because I don't think. Have you ever been skiing, honey?
Nope.
No, I've never been skiing.
Really?
No, but I would love to learn. I would love to try it at least once. I was just telling
you have to try.
everyone that I have never been skiing. I want to try it.
Try it.
One
As
of these
the younger you are, the better, because your behind will be thankful. I was in my 20s when I was learning it, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine the next day
I can
standing up
imagine.
because you keep on falling. But you know what? It's fun.
Oh,
It's fun.
great.
So,
Yay.
okay, now I know our topic is juicy, so let's get started. Okay, for you guys out there, maybe you're wondering, like, why did I invite the Beckwiths tonight? Well, they are motivational life coaches for couples. So basically, they coach couples for their ever after, for their forever. And that's
Lifetime
why I know.
beyond.
And that's why I know they will be giving us lots of tips, and they are able to share probably their experiences or things they learned from their clients as well. So, guys, this is a free consultation. So take advantage of it. So,
Yes.
now, they said marriage is a union of two people. So, before we talk about the Beckwiths, who is Paige, or who is Paige first?
Well, I am a mother. I am a wife. I am an encourager. I'm a creative designer. I am a life skills coach. I am a worship leader. We're worship leader, youth leader. I'm a Renaissance woman, is what I like to call myself.
You keep reinventing?
Yes, and we're multifaceted. We're a lot of things. But you know what, Rochie, I'm ultimately God's humble servant.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes, because you know what? That's what they said. Before you can combine two people, you have to be whole as a person, right?
Yes.
That is one big thing.
Yes, that's so true.
Okay, Johnny, your turn. I told you. I'll make Paige quiet. So, who is Johnny Beckwith?
Well, I'm a father. I'm a deacon at the church. As Paige was saying, we both are on the worship team, worship leaders. I'm a son of Sister Joan Beckwith. Shout out to Mom. And my dad, John Beckwith, as well. My brother, I'm a brother.
He's a third.
I'm a third, of course. Yes. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. One, God bless her soul. You know, she went home to be with the Lord. But I'm a very family-oriented person. I'm a love coach, life coaches. You know, I'm a bodybuilder. I like to build folks up and encourage them and see them doing well if they're down. You know, I'm just an all-around team player. And as Paige was saying, I too am just a humble servant. I just want to be a servant.
Wow. Awesome. So now we know which is which. How did you get together? I'm gonna ask Johnny first.
Okay.
Because you know what? That's what they said. Men always forget. So now I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Rochie. But one thing I never forget is how me and Paige came together, because it was all God. I mean, I can't take no credit for it, but I can say that me and Paige, we knew each other growing up in the church. We grew up at the same church as kids. At some point when she got a little older, her and her family, they went to another church that was more closer to where they had lived. And we always was good friends. I always see Paige, I always got good vibes from Paige. It was always, that's my childhood. She's like a sister, in church. She was always a friend. Every time I see her, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up, buddy? What's going on?" Hey, so I was always, we was always really good friends. I mean, like super friends. And what happened was, our pastor, who we both grew up and known, he had passed away, and we end up every time we would see each other, we say, "You know what? When we gonna cut this gospel record?"
Mm-hmm.
So
that was our inside joke,
right? Because I knew she was singing, and I was getting a little bit more familiar with singing and everything like that, with the gift of singing, and we end up exchanging numbers, and it's surprising, Rochie, because she had texted me because I had a speaking engagement at the 7 Last Words, so I had preached, and I had no clue that it was getting out there. And when she had texted me, right, it was on Facebook. Texted me, I said, "Man, it was like a whiff of fresh air," because we never communicated over the phone or on text message, only when we would see each other at certain events. So when I said, I'm gonna give her a call, but I was like, it's getting late. I said, no, you know what? I'm gonna call in the morning. We play all these mind games. You call after 8:30, before 9 o'clock, and you don't want to be rude. So I end up calling her that next morning, and for some reason, when I heard her voice, it was just everything clicked. It was a pleasant voice. It was always that way. And I end up asking her, Rochie. I said, "Paige, who you talking to?" I felt it in my spirit to say it, and I knew I had to. I said, "Well, that's Paige. That's my friend, though." You always be like, "Paige, nah, this is my buddy." That's my buddy. No way. So some time went by, like a month went by, and then we said, "You know what? We finally kind of talked on the phone, and we was talking about different gospel groups. She was talking about different things.
A lot of long hours on the phone,
right? But before we even got to that point,
praying and singing and laughing and talking, how we do.
Right. So that's when we went to the first date.
Yeah, and that's we fell in love on our first date.
Oh, that's the thing. So you've known, like, for example, how many years have you known each other before that first date?
Whole life.
Oh yeah. We were young children.
Yeah, because you was born in Calvary, right?
Yeah,
I was born in Calvary too.
We both were born in the grown in the church that we belong.
We was born in the pews.
Talk about forever, right?
Yes, right. Young children.
Okay. So, how many years have you been married, Paige?
5 years. And
wow.
Seemed like 5 years, going on 6. Yeah, it'll be 6 years this year.
Yeah, but you've known it. How long have you dated though before you got married?
We dated, I believe, for about a year and a half, maybe.
Mm-hmm. It's about 18 months.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm. So see, guys, you don't have to have a long courtship to get married, but they were friends. So some people say, "Oh, maybe it's so fast." They've known each other forever. They already know each other. It's not like a complete stranger. But you know what? They said when it comes to marriage, you don't know, right?
Yeah, you have to follow the Holy Spirit. We knew that God was kind of working behind the scenes, to bring us together. So a lot of juicy things happened in the interim while we were courting and dating and seeking God, and we were praying. we prayed and we asked the Lord to help us to find, our soulmates. I prayed,
Mhm.
I poured my heart out to the Lord, because by the time I reconnected with Johnny, I was 40. I was 40 and
Oh,
I got married for the first time at the age of 41.
ooh. So you really waited, right?
Yeah,
So
we went, but
speaking of
I
waiting,
had to kiss a lot of toes, Rochie.
see, look at that. Hi, Jenny. She said my
Hey,
favorite
Jenny!
couple. Mhm. And she's saying
Yay!
hi to the lovebirds.
Yay!
Oh.
Hi!
And Belinda said she's a sweetheart. Oh,
Oh,
yes, they
thank you.
are.
Yes.
Okay, so here's another question. Most people, even those who dated a person or dating a person for a long time, Johnny, how did you know that she's the one?
Well,
What is her
Rochie,
trait that, or what is it in her that you see that I'd say, you know what, I need to pop the question. She's the one.
well, Rochie, one thing about Paige is that she's very genuine. She's very genuine. With Paige, you get what you're going to get. It's no smoke screens, no deception. And one thing that attracted me to Paige is that she had a pure spirit. I mean, we all have flaws. Yes, we all don't do everything right. But I mean, in the heart of hearts, she's what we like to call one of the great ones. Plus, this was we was growing up, we was watching a bunch of gangster flicks, mob flicks. You ever seen the movie A Bronx Tale? Anyway, the Bronx,
No.
what happened is the guy name was Sonny, right? And he had this young guy who he was kind of grooming, and he was Italian and everything. And he said, Sonny, how do you know which one is the one? He said, if you open the door for the young lady and she reaches over and unlocks the door, he said, that's one of the great ones. Because that shows that she's not
Oh.
selfish. Right. That was from the movie. I said, oh, we went on the first date. I said, oh, you did the Bronx Tale, Joe. I said, oh, this is special.
Ooh.
Everything started going in slow motion after that, I tell you. Well, that was at the capped
That's
off the night, but we was the whole, the person is the one when they are your friend, and you begin to
yeah.
you begin to have conversation, and you begin, when you have conversation with people that's not the one, it's always that or that, oh man, it's always that funny feeling. It was none of that. It's just
Mhm.
connection, and that's how I knew it was just a pure deep connection. Everything was, it was kind of magical. I'm gonna be honest, Roshi. That's why I say it had to be nothing but God, because everything just
Yeah.
moved.
Everything went into place without a hitch.
Exactly.
Okay,
And
now
I was
let's
just
go
being
to
myself
Paige.
because I never seen a Bronx Tale. I was just being
Okay, now let's go to Paige. You told me you had lots of toads before you had your first.
yes. And let you
So how did
know.
you know?
Well, Roshi, I'm gonna let you know that I knew Johnny was the one because he had such wonderful, wonderful manners, and he's such a gentleman. And that's one of the traits that I really looked for. And I love when a man opens the door for you. He puts your coat on. He gets up. You know what? He has those kind of manners where he stands up when you stand up at the table, at the dinner table.
Ooh,
Yeah, he has such wonderful manners, and I just really appreciate that of Johnny, and he does that for all women, and that is a part of him when he does it for all women, and he is just so special, he also has a kind and so thoughtful, he's always thinking about others before himself, and that's one of the things that attracted me to him. And of course he loves the Lord. He really loves the Lord, and he prays. Prayer is so important to any relationship, and he's a praying and a preaching deacon.
And Paige
There
is
you
thoughtful
go.
too. She's the thoughtful to the next power. Like it's just
Which reminded me, Paige just said that, when she texted you that she saw your teaching. Were you stalking him?
Well, no, actually, you know what? We had a lot of we had a lot of mutual friends, and because we grew up in the same church, we had a lot of mutual friends. And let me tell you something, really, technically Johnny's, besides the business, he's not really on Facebook. So it was kind of like a God move when I walked out of the house one day on my way to work. Boom, a picture came up on Facebook of Johnny, and he was preaching, and the caption said, Johnny preaching his first sermon. I said, wow. I said, Johnny wants to preach? I didn't know this. And so, my first inclination was to say, well, man, I need to congratulate him, and how that all got started. As I said, you know what? Let me know how it went, because I didn't know you wanted to preach. Give me a call.
So here's the question. Here's my question. What was he preaching about at that time? Do you still remember?
You still remember that sermon, honey?
I do. I was preaching on the 7 last words, and I had the word "I thirst." And the Lord did something powerful with that, because was talking about how Jesus, he was on the cross, and when he said "I thirst," right? They tried to give him this hyssop on the sponge, like vinegar, water, and then it was going into how long he had walked and how long he had carried the cross, and they whipped him all. This is after he was whipped 39 times. His back was split open, and how he was really thirsty. And then what do we thirst for? Do we thirst after him?
Yeah.
And that was a part of it, but it was nobody to give Jesus. I never forget this. Nobody was there to give Jesus any Gatorade.
I know, right? That's a long.
Well,
You're
right.
so right. You're so right. Speaking of thirst, I have something here. That is a good segue, and I love it. I would like to thank first our sponsors for tonight. We have a sponsor for tonight, our episode sponsor, which is One Hope. If you can see it. It's One Hope Wine. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, One Hope Wine is a wine delivery. You can order it on their website. They're based in California, in Napa Valley. So all the wines are made in the U.S. And for every bottle of wine that you purchase, they actually donate for a specific charity. Like this bottle of Brut is actually, they said this bottle funds healthy meals to help end hunger. So they're actually donating it to end children's hunger for every bottle. And for this other one, which is a Pinot, this bottle helps fund a pet adoption. So every animal can find a loving home. So there you go, guys. For those of you who love wine, who thirst for wine, and you don't want to go to your stores, guess what? You could order online, and for every bottle that you make, you buy or you purchase, you're actually donating to a certain charity. So I will be posting the link on where you can order it, and Of course, it's an American company, so you're helping our American brothers and sisters have a job, and it's a good cause. So thank you so much, One Hope Wine. Yes, that's One Hope Wine. I don't know if you can see it. Too much lighting. There you go. I think backwards. So One Hope Wine. So thank you so much for sponsoring tonight's show. And we're going back to the Beckwiths. Hi.
Hi.
I know you're loving it, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So
A lot of great charities they support.
yeah, they do. And I was surprised because I was looking at the different wines and they were like, oh, this is for children. This is for this one. If you want to make a difference, that's what I always say. I like to support companies who has a mission, not just for profit, but for a mission. And I think this is a good way because you know what? A lot of people love their wine. So you're not just buying just for the heck of self-fulfillment. You're actually making a difference with it. So let's go back. Now, as we've said earlier, even Johnny has said it. It is not, everything's not perfect in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Paige, can you tell us what habit of Johnny that always makes your eye roll?
Of course, every relationship has, their little, everything has a flaw. Every couple of flaws. Besides just leaving stuff on the floor, I don't have any other things that Johnny does that make my eyes roll. I mean,
except for that one. No, because like for me, I would tell my kids, I am not the official hot sauce returner to the refrigerator. Because every time I and the kids, and if I didn't return it, chances are, this is a funny thing about my husband. If I didn't return the hot sauces on the table, right, for probably 3 days, I will leave it on the table. He would actually go in the fridge, look for the hot sauce.
And he never realized he left it out. Oh no.
Yeah, and I was like, where's the hot sauce? I'm like, did you return it? Because I didn't return it for the past 3 days. And they were like, but that's
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm like, and my kids are like, oh no, here's the hot sauce returner again.
Yeah. You know what? I can't think of anything else. I think all men do that though. They just leave stuff where it was. They don't return it to their proper place,
Yeah, actually, it's a weird one because I'm not used to it. My dad is actually from the military. So he knows his stuff. Like, that's why I'm like, why are you leaving things? I don't understand.
Yeah, the military. I thought I was going to marry a military man, but hey, you never know.
You never know. Okay, so Johnny,
I actually won an award when I was in college because there was a security officer in my orientation at college. And I won an award because I said, "Ooh, I just love the man in uniform."
I like the way you say it. I can't do that. I mean, I can't say it. She can has what do you call that? Voice over or something, right?
Yes.
Your voice talent.
Yay! That's gonna be my next move. How about that?
Good.
You're always reinventing, right?
Mm-hmm. How about you, Johnny? What makes you just scratch your head? A trait of Paige.
I don't know. I think it's like what you said, Jenny. Leaving when we take stuff out the fridge and we leave it gets hot. He's like, don't you? I remember when I do that, my brother would say, that was a bright idea. So I say, I just try to be cool about everything, though. I try not to be nifty. Because when you get married, it's like, okay, even if you just got to deal with stuff, you can't get too mad. I guess I'm in good shape. That's what I'm getting mad at.
That's the only thing that makes your head turn or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, you reminded me of my cousin. Actually, not I would say my cousin-in-law, because he's actually married to my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin is a female, and what she does, she has the habit of, like, when you open a pack of chips, she doesn't care. So most of the time, it's upside down.
Oh,
And like, it's upside down. So, like, my cousin, the one she's married to, she's like, oh my god, you did it again. Why? There's already a tier, like the sign here that says this is how you open it. You tear here, but she would do it upside down. And he would be like looking while watching TV on an upside down bag. It's just driving him nuts. It's like,
Right.
how many years? How many years? And she's like, I opened it already. Just eat your chips.
no.
Right. Not a big deal.
But he was like, I don't know. There's already a sign.
Exactly.
But the funny part, they're married, like, I think over 25 years.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And she's still opening packages that way.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah, so those are. So, guys, for all the viewers out there, you know what? Those little things, don't make a big deal out of it. I know it could be annoying, but you know what? I think, like what they said earlier, they had more things they liked over the person, over the little annoying things that they had. So,
yes,
Right.
same here.
And it
yeah,
got
nobody's perfect, right? So
Right.
nobody's perfect. So you got to deal. But you know what? I would say there are some things that I would say something that you don't compromise, right? And I
Right.
think you just stick on that one, on things that you don't really compromise. But for a bag of chips, for hot sauce,
Yeah, 'cause
yeah.
sometimes she would leave the top loose on things,
Uh-oh.
and I went to grab the juice, and then it dropped and splashed everywhere. I said, "Oh my gosh!" But you feel, yeah. Mhm.
and you get the blame because you spilled the juice, right?
Right. All you can do is say, you know what? Let me just get the paper towels because ain't no use to get it too bent out of shape. Sometimes you can feel it though. Over little small stuff, you gotta really defuse yourself sometime because those little things, if not careful, they can turn into some big things.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree with that.
And that's when the conversation has to happen. Communication.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I think that's the second question I have for you, or the follow-up.
Okay.
How do you work with your differences?
You want to go first, honey? Or you want me to go first?
You can go.
What, Rochie? We really honestly we talk them out. We talk to each other, and we really have an honest conversation. And I think that sometimes couples they're not honest with each other. So we always encourage couples to have that moment of truth. When you're spending that one-on-one time together, have your moment of truth. Say, you know what, honey, let's have a moment of truth time. Okay, so you tell me something that you want me to know, and I'll tell you something I want you to know, and you just have to listen, because a lot of times we're doing something else because it's really supposed to be undivided attention. We're supposed to be spending one-on-one time, with with each other, uninterrupted. And that's when you really
No cell phone?
just put your cell phone on silent. Spending that one-on-one time and really talking, really not just talking, but listening, because not only do you want to talk, you want to listen as well. So that's one of the ways that we assess what's really happening here? You know, like we how did we get to this point? You know, if there's an issue, that's what we talk about, and we try to work it out and come to a compromise. You know, without attacking each other. That's one of our you know, our tips too.
Attack the issue, not the problem.
Attacking the issue and not the and not the person.
I mean, yeah, not the person.
Yeah, not the person.
Attack the issue.
Yeah, I think that is a good one, because a lot of times I would say for a lot of people, it's not even a marriage couple. It's like, oh, it's what you do. It's what you. And I think that's the blaming game starts.
Yes.
And then
Rochie, you done set a mouthful.
The blame game.
Yeah, don't play that blame game. Don't blame each other. Just
because I think
that issue.
Because I think, like, for example, that's what Johnny could have said. You got upset that the juice fell on the floor, spilled everything, and then Johnny would probably say, because you left it open, right? And then I think those are just the little things, but you know what? It could start a big fire, right?
Yeah.
So I think on that situation is really tackle the issue of cleaning up, or like, okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you know, whatever that issue is. I don't think it's gonna be tightening up the little tops on the jeans.
they might, and here's the kicker. It may never get tight. Deal with it and keep having fun. Don't let it get you too bent out of shape. Some habits don't change. And you can't get too bent out of shape, because, like Tony Evans said, you get bent out of shape about the small things, and then when the person passes away, or the person's not in your life anymore because of some kind of turmoil situation of health or something, you find out that all that small stuff didn't matter.
Yeah, life's so short.
Yep.
And the other thing that
go ahead, that is true. No, I said yes, that's true. Right?
Yeah,
you don't have to, those little things. That's what I always tell my kids. I mean, even with my kids, it's just orange juice. It's just this one. I mean, you could buy another jug, but you cannot, well, I would say you cannot make the other person feel better from what you said. That actually hurt their feelings. It can't be, I would say it can't be erased anymore. I mean, yeah, there's forgiveness and everything, but it takes a while.
Yeah, words hurt.
Buying juice, you got like 2 seconds. You can buy another one in the store. You're done, right? Nothing.
Who cares if it spills under the fridge?
We do. Because actually, that's one thing I told them is, you know what? Yeah, I could. Things break, things happen, but it's more important to take care of the feelings of the other person, right? I mean,
right.
What happened? You broke something, so it's fine. I know that person who broke it also felt bad for breaking it.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah.
One time I broke a vase. One time I broke a vase, and I didn't tell Paige that I broke it. She was mad. She was mad that I thought she was looking at me.
I think I got upset because he didn't tell me that he broke the vase. Not that he broke the vase, but that he didn't tell me he broke the vase.
Sometimes we forget. You break things. Sometimes you just keep going on.
I don't know. The dog did it, right? Or he's like, maybe she wouldn't notice if I bought her a same one and you were one.
Yeah, right. Do something. I just left it in the box all crumbling. Let me
Google it first, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
That's so crazy.
Bad move. Don't do that one, fellas. Don't do that.
Okay, speaking of those things, now, Johnny, what are your tips as a husband, as a male figure? Maybe a boyfriend, somebody's watching here with a boyfriend, a husband, or who simply has, I would say it's a complicated relationship with a girl. Sometimes they had those things. So, what are your tips that you can share to the viewers when it comes to relationship?
Okay, the first tip I would say is don't be bitter when when the wavelengths or the frequency gets a little staticky because you don't see eye to eye or we have differences. And to communicate and express how you feel. A lot of times, as fellas, we don't talk too much. We hold things in, and what end up happening is like a pipe with pressure. It end up bursting. This is how you look at a person one day, and all of a sudden you say the emotions they say to us, oh, you don't like them anymore, or I'm not feeling them anymore. But we're not talking, we're not communicating, we're not expressing how we feel, and we bottle these things up, and ultimately they come back and they harm us and they hurt us. And this is why we see the stuff we see on Dateline. You wonder why the guy grabbed the axe and
spouses killing each
yeah,
other.
why did the guy grab the axe and do something to the spouse? So why did she shoot him in the head with the gun? They're not talking. They're not expressing the little things and saying it in a way where it can be received. Holding stuff in and just kind of, not really expressing, certain, even if it's a small issue, to just be able to talk it out. So, hey, you know, when you did that like that, that kind of made me feel, I felt some kind of way. I mean, I don't want to feel overly emotional. Guys, we don't feel overly emotional, but sometimes we feel certain kind of ways about things and we don't say nothing. So my tip would be
Yeah.
to be a master communicator and don't be bitter toward your girlfriend or toward your wife. If anything, try to love them, bring out more love, and always be ready to communicate. And that would be my tip. And prayer,
Yeah.
prayer, and sometimes you gotta cry when you're frustrated. I know that's crazy, but
Yeah. No, I would agree with you in that because that's what they always say. That's what they always say. Men don't really talk,
mhm. Talk to
right?
the
They
Lord.
would say, I don't. Yeah,
Go ahead, Rochie. I'm
or they
sorry.
just don't want it. Yeah, right. That's good.
Go ahead, Rochie. I didn't mean to cut you off. You go ahead, Rochie.
No. So no, I was like saying because most men they just want to just shut up, don't talk about it, or just I don't want an argument, or I don't, and then they won't admit that they got hurt, right? And they would say, at the end of the day, but you know what? This is what he said. If you're wounded or something, you have to heal the wound. Otherwise,
Yes.
it will get infected and get bigger, right?
Yes.
Right.
Because I think it's also part of the culture before. I think because I'm also in my 40s, they would say that men shouldn't feel much or don't. It's not feel. It's like they shouldn't be dramatic or they shouldn't express things. They shouldn't cry. That's what they always said before. But I think that's the worst scenario because if you don't know that they're hurt, then they'll just leave, right?
They're not trained to express their feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And they should express their feelings.
I don't mean being like a big crybaby, but I mean like when you really frustrated to the point where you angry and you really feel like I'm like up to here with just an emotion of anger. I came to the conclusion, maybe not work for everybody, that not to really go crying to the woman. I mean, not to your wife or girlfriend, thing like that. I mean, still talking, conversate about things, but I mean to have a space where you go and talk to the one who created you,
Yeah.
and do that there. They have
Mm-hmm.
have that place for to the one who can really heal your emotional and spiritual unseen wounds, the one who looks deep into our hearts, the
Yes.
heart mender.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that.
can't get it
Heart
together for you.
mender.
That's
Love
right.
it. How about you, Paige?
Ah,
As a woman, what
okay.
are your tips to the wives or the girlfriends out there?
Okay. The tip that I had is you know, being able to forgive, that's very, very important to be able to forgive. Because few people know that actually forgiveness and love are one of the secrets to creating your love to last a lifetime. You know, sometimes it's harder to forgive, but it's just it really is healing for the soul. And letting those little things go and not creating a mountain out of the little things is one of the tips that I would give to the wives and the girlfriends out there, is to just really forgive, because it's very it's not healthy for your well-being if you hold on to bitterness and if you're holding on to things and not forgiving, then it just hurts you and not the other person.
And saying I'm sorry,
Oh,
Mhm.
even if you may feel it's not your fault. You know what? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry because I'm getting upset. I'm sorry because I'm letting this situation get me this way. Even they say,
Mhm.
well, you ain't say nothing. I didn't. Well, I'm sorry. I know what I was feeling on the inside.
yeah. Oh, actually, you
Yeah.
know what? Sorry is really one of the magic words. That's what I always, because I have two boys and two girls. And from what
Mhm.
you were sharing, your tips, I
Mhm.
could see it. My boys are,
Mhm.
they're younger.
Mhm.
So, because the other two older ones are two girls. So the two boys tend, when the sisters annoy them already, they
Mhm.
wouldn't talk. They would just stay in
Yeah.
one corner and then, just bottle it up until like 2 days, 3 days after, the sister will just touch his hair and he'll be like, "Wah," like exploding. And the sister was like, "I just touched your hair." No, but you did, and I think because he's been annoyed for the past 3 days with the hair, and then the thing, and then that's why I noticed if he could have told his sister that don't touch my hair, I don't like it, then
That
maybe,
sibling rivalry.
right, it could be. And
Yeah.
then for the sisters, because I got it two girls too, and from what Paige said, that's what I noticed with the girls too, that most
Mhm.
of the time they cannot forgive. I remember the argument of my two girls before. I think they were just fighting over a Barbie before. Then all of a sudden, it
Mhm.
came from uh, things came out like, "Oh, the other day you did this. Oh, 2 weeks ago you took my shirt,
Oh.
and then this one." And I'm like, "Wait up! Are you gonna enumerate the things from
Oh.
like 2 years ago?" And I said, "I thought
Yeah.
you forgave her for using the shirt,
Oh.
but I think for women, that's what we sometimes tend to be, right?"
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
like I would say, I'm also a culprit of that. Like, oh, there are more things I have from the past. Maybe we said we forgive, but you know what? The anger is still there. And
Yeah.
then one little button, you want to go out. So
Yeah.
those are
It's
tips.
a whole process with that forgiveness, And before, couples, before couples say, call it quits, they need to, seek help and getting that, lessons on forgiveness, because that could help, transform the hurt, because they have to, the greater the hurt, the greater the thrive, we say in our
Mhm.
course. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you want to get
Oh,
those sources of forgiveness.
that is amazing. Now, speaking of course, will you talk
Yeah.
about the thing called love chords with the Beckwiths? What
Yes.
is it
Uh-huh.
all about?
Well, we inspire and we motivate and we energize love for couples that will help couples and relationships, so marriage and relationships last
Last
a
a lifetime.
lifetime.
Yeah.
And we give you the tools on how to love and forgiveness, because married life can be like a tug of war. You know how when you were kids you had that tug of war rope,
Yeah.
and you were pulling, the kids were pulling for their side, and so we're the coaches, like that little red flag in the middle that you try to pull towards forgiveness and unconditional love. And the other side has selfishness and conceit. So it's biblical based principles. They're foundational principles, and with lasting results.
Mhm.
We help couples stay together.
Right.
Aw.
Yeah.
And we
That
made a
is,
foundation. Go ahead, Rochie.
yeah, I said that's amazing because you know what? That's what from the other episode that I had is like 50% of marriages end in divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
for one
Yeah.
weird reason, it is for me is so sad because in the first place, you picked the one, then all of a sudden, what happened, And
Right. Yeah. I
so
mean,
I think
we want
sometimes.
to help drive those numbers down. I mean,
Mhm.
a lot of times they don't seek help. They don't know that this coaching or this counseling is available to them. They don't they don't And we help marriages before, we help with premarital coaching and counseling. So we give them the tools before they go into the marriage, because a lot of times people don't have the right tools when they go in. So they don't have it during the marriage, and then they're already thinking, oh well, I can get the big D, you know.
Mhm.
They're saying that they can get the big divorce, and they're not haven't even gone into the marriage yet. So
Mhm.
that's the proper not the proper perspective. So we give the proper perspective, and we give you the tools on how to manage marriage.
Oh, that's a good thing because you know what, marriage is actually really what's that? Something to be managed. It's not like a piece of paper and you're married. No, you really have to work for it,
Yes. You want to
work
talk
with
about that,
it.
honey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rochie.
There you go. Go, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, marriage is so funny, Roshi, because I remember watching the thing. You might as well say, get ready for the trouble. Because because when you first start off, you starved eyed, you got the glitz in your eye, everything looking spritzy. I love this person, blah blah boo. Love each other.
The glitz and the
The
glam.
glitz and the glamour. You go to the honeymoon, and then when the honeymoon roller coaster comes down,
Wow.
right?
When the
And
honeymoon phase is over.
right when the honeymoon phase is over, and you begin to get into the real issues on how you view money.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going
Mhm.
to get the bills down, or how do then you that's where, like Paige was saying, that selfishness and conceit. Now we coming out of our individuality of singlehood, and we're merging to complete one another. And that's one of the things that we go through with the three stranded core courses. The first core, we go through the foundation and purpose of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we getting married?
Right.
It's good to know why. What is reason why we getting married and what is the principles that we can stand on in the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second chord is melodies and dance.
Ooh, yeah.
So we go over
communication and body language and how to keep in step and keep in sync with your partner.
Just like a tango.
Yeah.
Just like a tango. It's a hard dance. But you gotta know what your partner's doing, or you're gonna be stepping all on somebody's feet.
I know, right?
And you gotta be able to dance the whole song. You can't be belling out. So we go through that, and then we go through the secret principle to. That's what Paige was saying, that if folks could just get this, just looking through the eyes of the other person.
Yeah, empathy,
seeing things from a different, thinking in 3D. We like to say,
yeah, thinking in 3D,
and we could just grasp that. We get a panoramic view of how the other person is feeling, and we get a chance to understand. That's why we talk about communication, so we understanding how each other is feeling. So that's some of the things that we definitely promote heavily in our 3-stranded cord course, because it's like a rope. A 3-stranded cord is not easily broken.
Yes.
As my wife would say, what you say, with God,
man, woman intertwined.
Yes.
Creates the strongest bond that will last a lifetime.
Exactly.
Oh, love it. I love it.
That's it.
Guys, so for those who are watching, yes, they just shared with you the recipes for forever.
Yes.
For real.
And you can find us on Facebook and on Instagram. Love Course.
Yes, and I know they're giving tips most of the time, every day, once in a while. They would have that one, and I think you would appreciate it. Because you know why I'm always saying forever? Because in Filipino, they have this expression that says walang forever. Wala means no, so there's no forever. That's what I always say. It's an expression that says nothing is forever. But that's why, for those who became like brokenhearted or this one, they would always say, there's no such thing as forever. So now, people, there is a forever. It does exist.
Yes.
And we're proof of that. We're helping a whole lot of couples, and even we have a course for singles as well, if you want to get prepared for marriage. And so you want to get these tools before you jump in, before you get the starry eyes and the glitz and the glam. You want to get the information beforehand.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That is a good one, because a lot of people, I would say just me too. It happened to me that I do not know what to expect in a marriage. It's just like going to, I would say, I would go to the courthouse. You can sign, and then the next day come back, get a witness, and there you go. And like, wait up, didn't I just apply? Like it takes longer to get a driver's license. Right? Because I said with a driver's license, you have to study for a written exam. And then you have to have your certain number of hours driving a car. And then you have a road test. Right?
Yes.
Right.
And thinking about it, when I applied for marriage, I just went there with my, my fiance.
Right.
We wrote it down. Okay, so fill up the form, and then the lady said, "Okay, next week bring a witness. Bring a friend who could certify that what you wrote are true." So for me at that time, I'm like, "Oh, okay." So we had a friend, and he signed, and then he said, "Okay, this is your temporary permit. You have a few, I think, 2 weeks or a month to have it for your ceremony." And I said, "It's done."
Right.
Right?
Yeah, the driver's license was quick. It was longer, huh?
Right. We all sit.
I know, right? No, because you have to study the book before the exam.
Yes, and if we would want to scream it from the rooftops, people need these courses. jumping into marriage and they don't know what to expect.
And you said it the best, Rochie. You said it's good for folks to be whole
Yes.
before they get married.
Yes.
Too many broken people are jumping in marriages and bringing all this brokenness
And baggage.
Yep.
And we want to help. That's one of the things that we want to help in our course.
Yes.
Is we want to help a single to come in with their eyes open.
Yes.
To come in with a healthy mindset about their money and finances and merging with the other person.
It all starts with the mind.
And how to really, and even to enjoy dating, to learn love languages of people, to explore communicating with people.
Yes.
You know, if you are in the shell, you know, we want to encourage you to like kind of be a master communicator where you don't have to feel like you so protective of yourself, but you still can protect yourself and still meet new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you can, like we say, get out of your own way.
Yeah.
If you're looking for Arnold Schwarzenegger six pack, and you're looking for Beyonce and all of them, time what what's for you is right in front of your face.
That's true.
I know, right? Yeah. So
yes. Go ahead,
I would
Rochie,
say those guys who tell you you complete me, it's a red flag, right?
Well, you know what? That's actually one of the foundations and purpose of marriage is to complete one another, using your differences to be able to to complement each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go. I'm learning.
It comes with tools. It comes with instructions. I complete with instructions.
But you're right, though. I know what you mean, though. You complete me, but you want to have two people that's already, to a degree, complete within it. I see what you're saying.
And it's mutual. It's a mutual completion.
Right.
Yeah, because it's not one-sided, because the other one will be giving. Right. And the other one just like complete me, you know?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And if they can get that concept, man.
And it's not 50-50. It's 100% and 100%.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yes, there you go. That's amazing. Oh my goodness. So guys, don't forget, if you have any questions for the Beckwiths, if you want to learn more about their courses, go to their website. It's already in the description box. It's Love Chords.
www.lovecordsbeckwiths.com.
Okay,
and
so
leave your email.
Yes, and it's not only for those who are married. It's not only for those who are thinking of getting married or in a relationship. Also, those who wanted to find their relationship or to learn more on how to have a relationship. They got those things covered for you guys. So make sure. Oh my goodness, it's already an hour.
This is unbelievable. We just getting started.
I know. Maybe you're gonna get a part 2 on this. I know a lot of viewers will be like,
anytime, Rochie. We'll be love to come.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. So before we end, I would just like to say thank you, Paige. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for all the viewers who are joining us, and for those who will see us in the replay. Don't worry, if you have any questions, put it in the comment section, or better yet, go to their website, send them an email, right? And they're more than happy to help you guys. So with that, I just want to say a little quote for tonight. It's actually from Saint Bernardino, and he says, "As you seek a virtuous spouse, it is fitting that you should be the same." So I think the Beckwiths would agree that if you're seeking for something for your spouse, you should have it on your own as well, right? So we'll start again our love. Thank you guys for starting our love month. We'll have more other love talk for the rest of February. So for now, don't forget, hit the subscribe button on YouTube so that you can watch the replay anytime, and see you again next week for another episode of Getting Candid with Rochie. So guys, see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye bye.